A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a poignant and powerful remembrance, police reform and civil rights activists gathered alongside thousands of supporters this Sunday to mark the 5th anniversary of George Floyd's tragic murder. The somber occasion served not only as a memorial for Floyd, but also as a rallying cry against the setbacks and civil rights efforts attributed to the Trump administration. At a graveside service held in Houston, the Reverend Al Sharpton addressed Floyd's family and supporters, emphasizing that Floyd, at the age of 46, symbolized the struggle of all those who feel defenseless against systemic oppression. He drew a striking parallel between Floyd's death and the historical injustice faced by Emmett Till, a 14-year-old black boy who was brutally murdered in Mississippi in 1955 after being falsely accused of offending a white woman. What Emmett Till was in his time, George Floyd has been for this time in history, Sharpton declared, invoking the ongoing fight for justice and equality. The events in Minneapolis were centered around George Floyd Square, the very intersection where former police officer Derek Chauvin infamously knelt on Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes as Floyd desperately pleaded, "I can't breathe." By midday, a continuous stream of individuals paid their respects at a memorial in front of Unity Foods, the site of Floyd's death. Activists had also established a feeding area at a nearby old gas station, which has frequently served as a gathering point since the incident. Notably, a fake pig's head, adorned with a police cap, was displayed in the street, symbolizing the ongoing tensions between law enforcement and the community. The weekend's events kicked off on Friday with concerts, a street festival, and a self-care fair, culminating in a worship service, gospel concert, and candlelight vigil on Sunday evening. Despite the promises from Minneapolis officials to reform the police department, many activists expressed frustration over the slow pace of change. Michelle Gross, president of Communities United Against Police Brutality, stated, "We understand that change takes time. However, the progress being claimed by the city is not being felt in the streets." Following Floyd's murder on May 25, 2020, activists had hoped that the global protest would catalyze national police reform and a renewed focus on racial justice. Under President Joe Biden, the U.S. Justice Department had taken significant steps toward overseeing local police departments accused of systemic abuses. However, recent actions by the Trump administration have raised alarms among activists. Just days ago, the administration moved to cancel settlements with Minneapolis and Louisville that aimed to reform their police departments in the wake of Floyd's murder and the killing of Breonna Taylor. Furthermore, Trump announced an end to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within the federal government, using federal funds as leverage to pressure local governments, universities, and public school districts to do the same. In Houston, Sharpton condemned these cancellations, asserting that they were tantamount to the Department of Justice and the president spitting on the grave of George Floyd. He criticized the timing of the announcement, noting the insensitivity shown to Floyd's family as they were forced to relive their grief on the anniversary of his death. But the reason that we will not be deterred is that Trump was president when George Floyd happened and he didn't do anything then. We made things happen, and we're going to make them happen again, Sharpton insisted. Among those who gathered at the memorial was Deetria Smith from Dallas, who shared the experience with her 3 daughters and 5 grandchildren. She reflected on the global unity that emerged in response to Floyd's murder, stating, "It just really feels good, just really to see everybody out here celebrating the life and the memories of George Floyd and just really remembering what happened. We want to do everything we can to work together so everybody can have the same equal rights and everybody can move forward and not have something like that to continue to happen in this nation." As the crowd gathered to honor Floyd's memory, the message was clear: the fight for justice and equality continues, and the legacy of George Floyd will not be forgotten. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.